Hello, welcome back to Deconstructing with Dawn. This is my husband.
Hello, I'm Rick.
And I wanted to share with you our 30-day challenge for the ketogenic diet, just keto as everybody knows it as. And on June 25th, we started the diet. My doctor suggested we do it, my back doctor, who I detest, but he suggested we do it because I have a thyroid condition which makes me impossible. I don't have a metabolism to burn things. So he thought that we would trick my body into burning its own fat. And so he suggested this diet. So of all people, the back doctor. So we tried it, and I just want to share with you our experience. There's a thing called the keto flu, which is very common in people that go into ketosis, and it takes about 3 days on average for someone to go into ketosis, which is basically just starving your body of carbohydrates and sugar. Your body then kind of naturally goes into ketosis, and then
Sugar withdrawals.
yeah, and you then start burning your fat. This diet is basically high in fat, high in protein.
Moderate protein.
Whatever. Compared to what you're normally eating, it's high in fat in my opinion, but, and like very little carbohydrates and zero sugar. And so...
Zero is possible.
Yeah, and which naturally occurring sugars in like fruits and stuff, those are even bad because you can have just limited amounts of that, because like you're allowed to have strawberries and blueberries and blackberries and that kind of thing, but you cannot have a banana. You can't have oranges or apples because they have a high amount of sugar in them. So even natural sugars are bad. You have a net carb amount that you're allowed to have, which we have been set at 25, which means 25 net carbs a day. And just to give you an example, a Snickers bar has 33 grams of carbohydrates in it. So you can't have that. So anyway, back to about around the 3-day mark, you can or can't, may or may not get the keto flu. I got the keto flu and I felt like death. I wanted to stop the diet, and it's kind of just like a withdrawal of needing caffeine. And I drink 1 Dr. Pepper a day, and I couldn't have that anymore. So then I went into like this withdrawal of that sugar, and this fool had nothing wrong. He was feeling fantastic. He was just having a blast and immediately losing weight.
Stay hydrated.
But the biggest thing is you have, every time that you feel like you're in this flu thing, you need to drink. And even, this is kind of gross, but they suggest you drink pickle juice because it has a lot of electrolytes in it, or drink Powerade Zero because that has electrolytes in it. I finally gave in and drank. We belong to a group called Keto for Beginners on Facebook, and they were talking about how this Coke Zero Vanilla, Coke whatever. So I finally broke down and got some of that, and that kind of curbed my caffeine problem. So after about the 5th day, I was feeling a little more human. However, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't until the 3rd week of this before I had energy again. Like you just, like it feels like it's an exercise just to lift your arms. Like you just feel so drained. And he kind of went through that around the 2nd week, right? Like he
into the 2nd week.
Yeah, he kind of started to feel sluggish.
3 days.
And so he got that much later, but he never got the keto flu. I got the keto flu, and it sucked. So what I would suggest is if you're going to stop and start this, don't even bother. You've got to stick through it, because once you get past that flu, you're still going to feel a little bit run down, but you're going to eventually start to gain momentum. And when
energy level today is way up.
Yeah, and no hunger either, which is amazing. So the first thing that we learned on this keto thing from Keto for Beginners on Facebook was to use a different app to control your intake of macros. And macros are how much net carbs, fat, protein, calories that you take in. And we use the Senza app. And I'm going to include pictures of all this stuff that we're talking about, but we use the Senza. It's Senza app. And you basically put in your current height and weight and what you would like to lose, and it gives you what it suggests and the time frame that you should use your macros at. And so like my husband, his calorie is 2,100, which seems like a whole lot, and only twice,
2, maybe 3 times.
So in the past 30 days, he's only gotten to that limit in 2 or 3 days. His net carb amount is 25, his protein is 122, and his fat is 168. And that's an important figure because the fat should always be more than the protein. And we initially thought protein, protein, protein. We were just eating steak and broccoli all the time. And that's not it. You need to have good fats like avocados, which he hated. Like we've been married 31 years and he has never ate an avocado until 1 month ago. And now, I mean, it's not like it's his favorite thing, but he will eat it.
But I like them in salads.
And he'll ask for it now. Like today we were at Target buying groceries for the week and he's like, we should get an avocado. I'm like, ugh. And I love avocados, but I'm sick of them right now. So we've kind of changed in that sense. But like good olive oil. Most important thing is carry Irish butter, basically, which fits me for the Irish, but it's grass-fed butter, and the most grass-fed meat that you can eat is best. We really don't have such an option.
No hormones. Yeah,
we don't really. We can get chicken that as natural, but we can't get beef and that kind of thing in our area that is natural. So we just eat as lean. Which you're not supposed to do, apparently. You're supposed to eat normal, but I'm trying not to kill his cholesterol because he does have high cholesterol, and we did do a blood test in this time frame, and his cholesterol is exactly what it was before, as long as he takes his medication. Because my concern was we're going to give him all this fat, and he's going to clog his arteries and die because he lost some weight with keto. But his cholesterol is holding stable. I don't have bad cholesterol, so I don't imagine mine's going to change. However, so going on, my Senza figures are 1,700, which is like twice as much as I normally eat anyway. Before keto, I barely ate 1,000 calories a day anyway, and that's pretty much what I'm at. I'm at like 900 to 1,100 calories a day. I really don't eat that much.
I'm around 1,500.
Right, and so he's not at 2,100 at all. And then my net carbs are like his, 25. My protein is 87, and my fat is 139. And I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard for me to get to that 139. And it's hard for me to get to the protein level for that matter. But one thing that they suggest to give you good fat is, hold on one second. One thing they suggest is this thing called bulletproof coffee, which I don't really drink like once a week I drink coffee. He drank it every single day, but he's having a bit of a blood pressure issue that was prior to keto. But they call it bulletproof coffee. You can add MCT oil or BHB or something like that. I'm not really sure. We haven't gotten either of those, but they say put that oil in there or put coconut oil and butter in coffee along with heavy whipping cream, and it's called bulletproof coffee, and it gives you the energy from the fats, which is a good fats from the butter, oil, and the heavy whipping cream.
I do butter and the heavy cream,
and not in the beginning. It took not like only recently have you done that. And heavy whipping cream is going to be your best friend. You can add a little bit of vanilla to it, and you can make it sweeter.
Sugar-free vanilla.
Yeah, sugar-free vanilla.
That's my favorite drink at Starbucks now.
No, vanilla extract is not sugar-free.
No.
Well, I mean, it's sugar-free anyway, but whatever. Anyhow, he's addicted to Starbucks, and we've tried a few different recipes that keto people have given us, but his favorite thing is just the cold brew,
heavy cream, sugar-free vanilla. Right,
and they also have cinnamon, sugar-free cinnamon, if you want to try that. So I found this thing called like a strawberry starburst keto drink from Starbucks, and I got it one time. They put way too much ice in it, but a lot of their base have sugar in them, so you get it without the sugar, and it was really good. It was like a passion fruit tea or something like that, and with the sugar-free vanilla and all that kind of stuff, and it was good. But then we tried to get it in a Frappuccino style without the Frappuccino base, which has sugar, and it tasted horrible. So he still likes Starbucks. I don't like Starbucks. I mean, I don't really drink it anyway. So anyway, so his starting weight was, got the hiccups. His starting weight was 228. At the 30-day mark, he was at, where are we at here? 30 days. At the 30-day mark, he was 204 pounds. So he lost 24 pounds in 1 month. And his starting inches were 48, and he ended at 44. So he lost 4 inches and 24 pounds. He has now gained back 1 inch, which we just ate dinner, that's probably why. But he's down a total of 26 pounds as of today. So from the 25th to the 29th, he's lost 2 more pounds. So it is very common for men to lose more weight than women and more rapidly, because apparently they have like muscle mass that breaks down. I don't know. My cousin's a bodybuilder, and she was explaining because I was frustrated that he was losing weight and I was not. So she was saying that men have muscle mass or something that is heavier, that I guess when they lose it, it is it comes off better. But we've done pictures every step of the way, and you look at the pictures and you can't like tell a difference. I mean, like,
very little.
To us, we like, even when we looked at the first picture from the first Monday and this past Monday, you could see in him a little bit of his like love handles are going down in the front of his stomach, and his face looks more narrow, like he has more area right here.
More
like,
jaw.
yeah, like it's weird, like the shadowing in here. I look as fat as ever, and so I don't. But my legs in the picture, the only thing, because we've been really focusing obviously on our face, our upper body, but I just got a glimpse of the picture and it looks like my legs are getting smaller. So I'm losing weight somewhere, but I don't know where. It doesn't matter where I'm losing. It's not my face. It's not my stomach. So I'm like a cow. I have 4 stomachs. My upper stomach is still big, but my lower stomach is getting smaller, and that's about the only thing you could tell.
And neither one of us have worked out at all during this
No.
30 days because I'm having knee surgery, and so I can't really exercise.
I have an elliptical that every other night I use for about 15 minutes. And then I walk about 2 miles a day just by cleaning or going to the grocery store or whatever, and he is walking
About a mile.
About a mile. And he has a bad knee. He's waiting for surgery. Look, it looks like God's entering the we have the front door open, so it's like, woo. Anyway, where was it? I don't know where I was. Okay, so some of our favorite, apparently this is supposed to help you with brain fog, and I have Alzheimer's. It's not helping me at all. So our favorite dishes, in the beginning, we were, and mind you, there's also dirty keto, and dirty keto means you're just kind of, that shadow is really confusing me. Dirty keto is
lazy keto.
And dirty keto is you're not really watching
You're
everything.
just watching the carbs.
And like you'll just like pick up something, oh, it has low carbs, I'm gonna eat it. We're pretty strict in the sense that like we're allowed 25 carbs and we pretty much don't go over 10 carbs. We haven't ingested anything with sugar added at all in the 30 days. I'm gonna have him close that door because I'm like tripping out. Okie dokie. I was like God. Anyway, so what else? Oh, and you get bad breath. That's another thing. That's when you know you're in ketosis when you get really bad breath. So that's another thing. Okay, so favorite recipes. In the beginning, we were just trying to eat what we were used to eating, and trying just to get by and live because it sucked. But we've now, because of that keto beginners thing on Facebook, we have tried all kinds of new things. We've the cauliflower, because you cannot have any potatoes, rice, any wheat of any sort, any starch of any sort. We have had to eat cauliflower of all types of variety, and I only ever used to like raw cauliflower dipped in ranch. That was it. But now we've had it riced cauliflower, and we made like a risotto out of it, and that was really good. We put that with some garlic and a lot of butter, and we laid it down, and then we put like a hamburger patty on top, and then some gravy, and that was like one of the best meals we've had.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
I liked it.
He liked it. I did not. The first thing we did was I took cauliflower and then cooked it and then blended it and then put butter and whipping cream and salt and pepper and made a mashed potato out of it, and it was awful. It had no flavor whatsoever. It was like runny. It was nasty. My son's like, "What is this? It feels like air," because it was just blah. It was nothing. Then I made a potato salad out of it. I made the potato was the cauliflower. That was not too bad. It came out kind of sweet though, and potato salad isn't sweet, but there was like the sweet element to it that I couldn't figure it out, but he liked it.
And I hated cauliflower, broccoli, and avocados before we started this diet. And now, kind of like spinach, when she first got me onto spinach, didn't like it, got to the point where I didn't hate it. Now I like it.
One of my favorite lunch things is we go to Jersey Mike's and you get a sub in a tub, and they'll basically any sub that they make, they can put it in a tub, and it's just basically no bread, which is probably my most favorite thing about Jersey Mike's is the bread. But I would eat that every single day if I could. We eat a lot of steaks, obviously, a lot of broccoli, like you said. Coleslaw, you can make up your own coleslaw, and it has a little bit more net carbs than normal because it has carrots, which have like a natural sugar in it. Kodiak.
Attention hound.
Yeah, and our dogs hate this diet because we're eating everything on our plate because we're wanting to get all those macros in us.
Well,
and so
every time we eat out, they get the buns.
yeah, that's true. It doesn't mean that you can't eat out. Like we will go to McDonald's. We have gone twice and get the double
Burger King, Carl's Jr.
whatever. Yeah, we just don't get it without a bun, or we just take the bun off and then we bring the bun home to the dogs.
We've gone to Denny's.
However, when we eat dinner every night at home, which is something we didn't used to do, and that's only because he's been off this summer because of his knee injury. Normally, I wouldn't eat at night. We would just eat once a day. He would take a dinner with him from lunch, basically, and that would be it. So every single night we've cooked dinner, which is fun. He's never cooked dinner ever. Like we've been married, like I said, 31 years, and I would say 5 times in our marriage he's cooked dinner. So now I make him be in there with me in the kitchen, and he's learning. Like he didn't know where the grater went, so he's learning the kitchen, and he's learning how to cook. He's learning the reasons why you do certain things with cooking. So he's learning how to cook, which is a
And I
good
do
thing.
the dishes 6 nights a week.
Not 6 nights. You do not.
I do too.
He does them 5 out of 7 nights. You don't do them every night. No.
I didn't say every night.
Okay. Anyhow, I'm drinking. I hate tea, and I still hate tea, but it has caffeine in it, so you get unsweetened tea with lemon, and it's like the only thing that's gotten me over this, because in the very beginning, like I said, I was trying the Coke Zero Vanilla, and, diet sodas, the Zero versus Diet Coke, the Zero Coke has none of the, that bad sugar. Stevia and monk fruit and that kind of thing are natural derived sugars, and that's what's in the Coke Zeros. But I have realized in doing this that I'm allergic to that stuff, so I can't drink that kind of thing without having a reaction to it. So I basically, awful unsweetened tea has become my life-saving thing because I need to have caffeine every day. So I have just like 1 or 2, teas, and that's it. We haven't really done any protein shakes because protein shakes always have carbs in them. Anything that says sugar-free always has bumped up carbs in it because that's how they have to balance out the what do you call it? The processing?
Oh.
No, the way to make it preservatives or something like that. So sugar-free is not always carb low. What else? Oh, okay, one fantastic meal, which I think the first time we ate it was like, oh my God, we can live, was tacos. I had seen somebody had taken shredded cheese and fried it and made it into a taco shell. So you take 1/3 cup of sharp cheddar is most important apparently because it holds up the best. Take 1/3 cup of sharp cheddar, put it in a frying pan, and it will make like about that big of a shell. It's not a big shell. And then you like fold it over like a spatula or something.
We used a wooden spoon.
Yeah, one spoon to make it into the shape of a taco. And then we had 2 or 3 of them, and it was amazing. It was like, I think it was the first night I thought, okay, I'm going to live. Because I was afraid, I don't want to have a taco salad. I'm sick of salads all the time. Which we don't really eat a lot of salads, really.
No.
I mean, everything you can get on lettuce, you think is a salad, but we've learned to not eat all the, because lettuce has carbs in it. What else? Let's see. And then we learned about it was such a big ordeal to fry all those shells up that I then saw a lady do a 90 seconds in the microwave, and it was a little more greasy, wouldn't you think? But it was much faster, and you can make them a little bit bigger, don't you think?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
So they came out a little bit bigger. You just put them on parchment paper, and then once they're done bubbling in the microwave, which was about 90 seconds, you then fold them over on the parchment paper.
Just fold it over.
And I'm like bruising like crazy. Even though I have all that protein, I am bruised all over the place. So anyway, so what else? Oh, 90-second bread. Because my favorite thing for dinner would be a baguette. I would eat half a baguette for one night and half a baguette the other night with cream cheese on it, and that would be my dinner. And so I need bread, and I found this 90-second coconut flour bread, and it's basically just 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, 1 tablespoon of Irish butter, 1 egg, and a half a teaspoon of baking powder or soda or something like that. You microwave it for 90 seconds, and it looks like a hockey puck when it comes out, but you take it out of the bowl that you microwaved it in, and you lay it out, and once it cools down, it almost turns the color of bread. And then you slice it up, and when you look at it, it looks like a dense bread, and I'll put peanut butter and jelly on it, and it is fantastic. Or like if we're having a savory dinner, it's sugar-free, yeah, sugar-free. Jelly, it does have a little bit of carbs in it, but it's like 2 carbs, and the peanut butter is free, right? It has no carbs, I don't think, but a good amount of fat and protein, and that's fantastic. Or if we're having a savory dinner, like we had this one oops meal that turned out to be like kind of like a goulash thing. We just put it over that bread, and it was really good. It was really filling. So anyway, so there's like all kinds of different recipes. When you get a Senza app, which I'll show you what it looks like in one of the photographs, it gives you 3 recipes a day, I think, for you to try. Or you can also search on their recipes for all kinds of different ideas. As far as cost goes, in the very beginning, because I was like starving to death, we were just buying everything that didn't have carbs in it, basically. And our refrigerator still has half that stuff in it because we didn't like it. We thought protein shakes was a good thing, so we bought 4. There's still 2 in there because I think it tastes like chocolate chalk. When you first take a drink of it, it's like, oh, it tastes like chocolate milk. And then afterwards, like, oh my God. So I gave him half of it, and he had another one later on. Protein water has all kinds of carbohydrates in it, so we still have a bunch of those protein waters in there. So we bought foolishly because I was hungry. So it's like, don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry. That's what we did. We just like bought everything we could buy and then didn't use half the stuff. Now that we've learned, our grocery bill is $35 to $40 a week, because basically you don't have 3 things on your plate. You have a protein and like a vegetable of some sort, and that's it. Desserts, you can't have anything, so we don't.
Yeah, you came up with a really cool idea though.
What?
For dessert.
What?
Your ice.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, you really can't, you're not baking anything, you're not making anything. There's a whole bunch of desserts that you can make. And in fact, I made like these shortbread cookies, but I ate because of it has stevia in it, or whatever sugar natural thing that you use. I use the stevia, and that's when I found out I was allergic to it, because I ate it, and not minutes later I vomited everything up, and it was horrible. They call it dumping when you like ingest like sugar of some sort, and my thyroid condition, I cannot have Graves' disease. You're not supposed to have sugar substitute like that, so I haven't made anything else since then. And I like dessert, basically, like on occasion we would have dessert after dinner. Anything sweet, just whether we have done berries. You can't have a whole lot of berries, but we did do blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. And then I made up heavy whipping cream. I turned it into a whipped cream and put it on top, and that was for our July 4th dessert. But really, I don't think since then we've had a dessert, right? I mean, no. So one and only time. But probably twice a week now. We got the shaved ice machine, and I absolutely love Bomb Pops, Big Sticks, popsicles, all that. I love them, and I will eat a box of them a day. But can't do that. Even the sugar-free ones, which in the beginning I found some sugar-free ones, and that's where I learned, sugar-free has carbs. And I would save my carbs up for the day and eat 3-4 of these popsicles because I loved them so much, and they tasted so good. But don't eat them. Popsicles, sugar-free, fantastic, but if you're doing a keto, don't take it. So we bought a shaved ice machine at Walmart for $19, and I got those little tiny Mio
water squirt,
like Kool-Aid and Mio and stuff like that, and they have 0 sugars and 0 carbs in them. And so I take 10 ice cubes, I shave them up into this nice little cereal bowl, and I squirt 2 or 3, which have 5 calories per squirt. So about, let's say 3, I'm getting 50 calories out of this, and it's just this light, fluffy snow cone. And I'll have about 2 of those a night, a couple nights a week.
Our son, who's not on the diet, loves them.
Yeah, and he'll get in there and make them himself. He's only had 1 bowl, I think, the entire time.
Yeah.
But I've had a cherry, orange. That's it. I've only had cherry and orange.
Yeah,
I wanted a blueberry.
And I haven't craved sweets.
Yeah,
I am the.
We call him the fly.
Yeah.
He loves sweets.
Everything
so much.
was sweets. I'd work till 11 o'clock at night, come home, and eat a bowl of ice cream. A quart of ice cream is like 2 servings. And I haven't craved sweets at all on this.
So 2 things I wanted to add before we finish here. We posted a video of us doing the Preparation H and the Vicks Vapo Rub on our stomachs to lose fat cells, basically. And like what we lost, we then got back. So ultimately, we didn't have any net loss in that. However, when you first do it, you put first off, the Vicks has burned him for life, or actually it's probably not the Vicks, it's probably the heating pad that he used. He has like a little scar on his stomach now from doing that. So we suggest the Preparation H. You put Preparation H on your stomach or love handles or wherever, and then you wrap yourself up as tight as you can and a wide amount with saran wrap. And we each time lost a ½ inch to an inch of doing it. It would come right back because your cells grow back again. However, our skin tightened. And so basically every Saturday or Sunday,
like
yeah, it's really good for your skin. So every Saturday or Sunday, we've been rubbing ourselves up with Preparation H, wrapping ourselves up tight, and then going shopping at Target to get some activity, to get some sweat going. And then for the next couple of days after that, your skin feels tighter. After you even shower and stuff, your skin still feels tighter. So we're just gonna like keep rubbing Preparation H on our bellies because it feels good. Last thing, so we did the apple cider vinegar challenge. And I saw this video, I think it's like a Jamaican lady, she's hilarious, but she did the apple cider vinegar. So you basically get the apple cider vinegar. It's important to have the mother in it. See the mother? And apparently everybody loves this, brag. We got this big jar for about under $6 at Walmart. Target has a tube is more. But so it's this big jar, it has 32 ounces in it. And she suggested you get cayenne pepper, and I don't want to open these, but this is ginger and turmeric, which we got these at Winco for like $1. I mean, quite a bit of it in the bulk section. So you take an 8-ounce glass of lukewarm
room
temperature. Why is it table water? Anyway, and lemon juice. You take 8 ounces of water, whatever, not cold because you're going to drink it fast probably. You take 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. You take 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and these both have natural properties. Like turmeric helps you with inflammation. And I am allergic to turmeric in the pill form, but I could drink it, which is really strange. Ginger, I cannot stand the smell of it, but it's good for nausea and stuff. So you need it when you take this drink. And then cayenne pepper, holy crap, don't put a lot of this in.
You will sweat.
You will die. The first time I'm like, I don't like this. And I broke out sweating. It was awful. So you just put a splash of cayenne pepper in it. And then I would say an ounce of lemon juice. We were using the fake lemon squeeze stuff. And that was it. So you mix it all up with a straw. Do not take this stuff raw because this will take the enamel off your teeth. Like, no joke. So you take a straw and you drink it. I like to chug it like a frat boy, and I just suck the whole thing down in one drink. He likes to teetotal it like an old lady in England. So
2-3 drinks.
No, he does not. He's like standing in the kitchen for like
2-3
5
drinks,
minutes.
but I wash it down with something.
But it is horrible. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's nasty. You need a chaser of something. The lady that I watched the video of, she would put honey. She put honey on her hand, so she would drink it, but she didn't put.
She shot it like it was whiskey.
Yeah, like she had a small like Scotch glass, and she would put it all in there, which is a little bit of water, not a lot of water. And she didn't use a straw; she just shot it, and then we'll lick the honey off her hand. Well, we can't have honey because it has a whole boatload of lovely sugar in it. So that, for me, for him, that week that we did that, we only did it for 1 week because he's having blood pressure issue, and every single day we go and have his blood pressure checked, and we were noticing his blood pressure wasn't coming down. However, the side effects of apple cider vinegar are lowering your blood pressure, so go figure. However, initially I thought we didn't lose any weight, but I was doing the figures, and see, every single day we basically weigh in. He tells me how much he weighs, and sometimes I don't believe him. And I actually record what I weigh. And the week that he did the apple cider vinegar, he actually lost, where was it, the 4th week? He actually lost 5 pounds. And so let's just say the first week he lost 6 pounds, which they say a lot of the times is water weight. I take a water pill every day, so it's not like I lost water weight, but he lost 6 pounds. The second week he lost 8 pounds. The third week we did the apple cider vinegar and he lost 5 pounds plus 1.5 inches by that point he had lost. It's supposed to help you with belly fat, so that's good. However, come Monday, we only did it for 1 week. Come the next Monday, he was just having a bad day because he hadn't lost any weight and was having himself a pity party. So he decided, I'm not going to do this anymore. So we stopped after 1 week. However, and I kept thinking I didn't lose any weight, but come to find out I actually lost 3 pounds during this. Now the first week I lost 6 pounds. The second week I lost 3 pounds. The third week I lost 3 pounds. And ultimately I have lost, at the 30-day mark, I lost 16 pounds. My doctor thinks I lost 19 pounds. And that's because they have my starting number higher than what I have. And I think that might be because the first scale we were using was a little weird. Like he always
we went and bought a new scale.
Yeah, we had to buy a new scale. So, but now I'm up to 21 pounds as far as the doctor's concerned and 19 pounds as far as I'm concerned. And so I did lose, you know, some weight taking that. I lost 3 pounds, he lost 5 pounds. So we did lose weight. It just seemed like it stalled. Like all my entries of the numbers were just the same. And so like the first day we lost and like the very last day we lost. So I think your body has to acclimate to it. However, I was reading the comments on that lady's video and they were like, immediately that night I lost 5 pounds. So I don't know what the deal is. However, I then was reading later on that apple cider vinegar has apples in it, which is carbohydrates. So I think we were, I don't know how much carbohydrates, I don't even know if it says carbohydrates in it. It says 0 right there, but it's made of apples. So I don't know how it has 0, but whatever. So I don't know. I think we should at least continue taking it until the bottle is finished because it's like half full.
Try.
And I hate wasting money. So I think we're going to finish it off. Our plan was
to just curb your appetite.
It does. Yeah, it actually does. Because it releases something called, ghrelin is the stomach lining where it's the hunger thing. So when your stomach produces ghrelin, I think it's telling you want to eat. And so this does the the satiating part of your hormone where your stomach is now full. It produces that in your body. So we weren't hungry like at all. We were like I was getting a little faint because I hadn't eaten. And so I wasn't hungry, but my body was saying, don't you need to eat something? So it does curb your appetite. So I think we're gonna start it again. Hold on 1 second, guys. My battery's dying. So we haven't had any cheat days whatsoever. We've been pretty strict keto, and tomorrow is his birthday, so we've decided tomorrow will be the first
Going
time
off the rails.
we're gonna cheat. So we're gonna go to Outback where we'll obviously have steak and broccoli or whatever, but we're gonna have a sampling of blue and onion, which is free tomorrow to everybody, thanks to Kevin Harvick making the top 10 whatever ways he did. So go tomorrow to Outback and get a free blue and onion. So we're gonna get that, and then that lovely brown bread that they have. I'm sure we'll share probably one. Where normally we'd each have one. So we're gonna have some bread, we're gonna have some bloomin' onion, and I'm sure he'll probably have a cocktail of some sort. And that'll be it. So tomorrow will be our first cheat day out of this. At this point we'll be like, 35 days in, I think. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I know a few of you have mentioned the keto diet to me. In fact, a lady today mentioned it, and I wanted to share this video with you guys. So thank you all for watching. If we're still on the 60-day mark, we'll share what we have accomplished then, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Fingers crossed.
So to recap our little experiment here, we used Saran Wrap, Preparation H, Castor Oil, and Vicks Vapor Rub. My husband's part was the Vicks Vapor Rub with the Saran Wrap. We did it started at 6 o'clock p.m. and wrapped 2 layers of Saran Wrap around him, and then he put a compression shirt on, which you can see it's kind of tight, to try to hold it together. And he went to the garage where it's nice and hot and put a heating pad on for 2 hours. So
sat and just watched TV.
And he just sat. Well, yeah, he did nothing. So from 6 to 8, he had a heating pad on, trying to activate, the heat to it. And let's see how he did. Okay, so the wrap kind of stayed on. I'm not going to show you what my belly looks like because it don't look nothing like that. But I could see redness there, so that might be a problem. We chose him to do the menthol or the Castor.
It had a slight burn to it, but almost like peppermint in your mouth. Not like, oh my God, I can't stand this. It just tingled with a little bit of heat.
And if I would have done that, I would have had that welt. I would have had it all around my body. So yeah, take it off. Does it feel wet or anything?
Yeah. The inside almost feels like melted sticky, but I can't find the end. Found it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that. Ugh, yucky. So I don't know if you can see this. There's liquid on his stomach. Okay, so we will dry off his belly and then measure him out. Okay, so he started out with a 48-inch circumference and he ended with a 47.5. So we basically lost a half of an inch of fat over a 3-hour period. Turn sideways. I'll insert still photographs afterwards. Okay, so with mine, we did the castor oil. I poured it on a microfiber cloth and then laid it right here on my stomach. And then I also did Preparation H and rubbed that all into my body. And then we did 2 wrappings of the Saran Wrap. That, within minutes, fell off. It was sliding all the way down on my back. So I had to have 2 more wraps done. And it was because I was staying active. So my method was to work out or do cleaning the house and to stay active in that sense. So that's what I did to make mine active. So we'll see what mine is. Okay, so I lost a whole inch with the method I use. So I would definitely say that if you're going to, whether you use the castor oil, the Preparation H, or the Vicks Vapor Rub, be active. The method of just having a heating pad didn't seem to garner as much loss. So my husband lost a ½ inch using the Vicks Vapor Rub and heating pad, and I lost an inch doing activity for 2 hours and then sitting for 1 hour. So we were both had it on for 3 hours, and the Preparation H and the castor oil had me lose an inch. So I would definitely say stay active. Now the next time we're going to try this, I'm going to have my husband. I can't do the Vicks Vapor Rub because he had a reaction to his stomach. I guarantee you that would be all the way around and up my head. So with him, we're going to do the castor oil and the Preparation H. Maybe that is a better method in general. And so we'll do a controlled measure of having him do that, and then 2 hours with the heating pad in the garage kind of thing. And then our final measure will be whatever one out of those, having him then be active for 2 hours and see if that's actually the biggest thing is, sweating and getting your body moving. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll share with you the next round. Okay, Okay, so today we are starting at 1:30 in the afternoon. We're going to go for 3 hours. Today's experiment is my husband is doing what I did yesterday with the preparation H and the fabric that has castor oil on it. We did a thin piece of fabric right here, so it went all the way around to his love handles, see, and to the other side, and in the stomach area. So we're hoping by targeting those areas with the castor oil, that will target the fat area to burn off. Wrapped him 3 times in
The front.
3 times in the front, twice in the back, with saran wrap. And today we are just going to go to the grocery store, and he's not going to be very active, just mild activity. Whereas yesterday he did the Vicks for 3 hours, 2 hours with a heating pad, and no activity whatsoever. For 1 hour, he just sat in his man cave and played video games, which is very common. Anyway. Okay, so yesterday he started out at 48 inches. By the time we were done with this experiment with the Vicks Vapor Rub, he had lost a ½ inch. He was 47.5. Today, after breakfast or brunch, he is now 47.75. So his net loss is still 1/4 of an inch from yesterday. So hold on and we'll see what I am. Okay, so today I'm having to do the same thing that I did yesterday because I cannot use the Vicks Vapor Rub. If my husband broke out, I would be a complete wilt. So I cannot use that, so I'll never use that. But I have the preparation H just like I did, and I have the pad of castor oil on my belly fat here. Redoing the inches after brunch, I am 56. I ended at 55 last night, so I'm exactly where I was when I started this yesterday. So I have no net loss, even though I had a 1-inch loss from last night. And I think I did it last night before I ate dinner, so that could be a difference, I'm not sure. And let's see what else. So we'll share with you in 3 hours and my activity. Yesterday I cleaned the house and was really, really active, and then I had 1 hour of the heating pad on my stomach. So today I am just going to go to the grocery store, just be a normal activity, not extreme, activity. So thank you so much. We'll share the final results with you in a few hours. Hello. So in conclusion to our little experiment here, I wanted to share with you the following. My husband, just to recap, yesterday he lost a ½ inch by just being sedentary, sitting in a hot garage with a heating pad on his stomach, with being wrapped in saran wrap and Vicks Vapor Rub. He spent 2 hours in the garage with the heating pad on, and then 1 hour in the man cave doing nothing. So he was completely sedentary, and he lost a ½ inch using that method. Today we switched it up, and he used the preparation H, rubbed that all in, and put the pad of castor oil around his stomach and hips, and he lost 1 inch. And he was sedentary for 1 hour, and then semi-active for 2 hours. We went grocery shopping and just errands like that. So overall, it seems as if in his case, the preparation H and the castor oil definitely worked better. I think if he would have if we would have done grocery shopping, if he would have spent that 1 hour having the pad on him, the heating pad, he probably would have lost even more. So in my case, I used the preparation H yesterday along with the pad of castor oil, and I lost 1 inch last night. But then I woke up today and it was magically gone. However, I felt like my skin was tighter, so I was shocked that when I measured out that I was measuring that I was before I lost the inch yesterday. So it's a matter of his perspective there on the measuring with my husband. But I felt like my skin was tighter. So I think this preparation H stuff actually tightens your skin even when you're done. I think the cream is still in there, and I think it's tightening up your skin. So it felt better. However, I started out where I was yesterday, and I also measured after I had had brunch, whereas yesterday I measured before I had dinner. So that's, I'm sorry, that's not an accurate description. My husband's case, it is accurate. So today I did the castor oil again with the preparation H. I was a little less active than I was yesterday. I went to the grocery store, like I said, and then did some light vacuuming. So, but I still lost 1 inch. So overall, I've lost 1 inch just doing the method that I did, the preparation H with the castor oil. My husband has lost 1.5 inches, only a 1/2 inch from the first method and 1 inch from the second. So I think we overwhelmingly agree that the preparation H and the castor oil pad is the best way to go. The more active you are, the better. Using a heating pad if you're not going to be active. My biggest problem with it is because I've got a lot of curves going on, so it kept rolling up and rolling down, and that we're both kind of convinced that by the plastic rolling up and down, it's not grabbing around and making you sweat in the areas that you're trying to lose weight at. The only place that it stayed on at was directly on the front of my stomach where that castor oil pad was that I had. So I think it's just because I'm just too active. I can't sit, I can't stand, I just have got to be moving all the time. So if you're going to do this, I wrap myself 4 times really tightly. My husband wrapped myself 4 times really tightly. If you're going to do it, either stand up and walk and just stay active. Don't sit down. Or if you are going to be one that has to sit down and just use the heating pad because you can't get around, just lay down. Don't sit up, don't sit down, don't do a bunch of stuff. Just lay down, put the heating pad on, and it'll work, just not as well as being active with a lot of sweat. So thank you guys for watching our experiment. We are newbies when it comes to keto. We're 7 days in, and we'll be doing this again probably next weekend and sharing our keto experience and try to burn fat as much as we can. Thank you guys so much for watching.